Welcome back here to Maple Grove. A rainy evening, but not enough to really affect things too much, I don't think, out here as the OPC Maple Grove teams get set to battle. The boys team's also playing just down the road at Osseo, their normal home park center, but tonight playing at Osseo, and what should be a good one over there as well. As you see these teams, sometimes you, as a coach, I think maybe worry a little bit about being overhyped for a matchup like this too. I think for both teams, you want to get an early possession and get settled down. There's a look at Haley Karate, of course, played high school sports here at Maple Grove. Now, second year as head coach, sixth year as a coach in the program, and also a longtime associate of Allison Jennings, the OPC head coach, who is working her fifth season. Both of them said, absolutely, we were excited with what our teams have done this year.
Yeah, they really are, and I think OPC is a little bit of a surprise, but they've been put together. Big smiles on both coaches' faces. They're very good friends, and they really have enjoyed the fact that we have a rivalry game here now that really counts for something here in the conference and in the sections. And you always try to move your teams forward. Both coaches have really worked these programs well, have made them some pretty good powers here in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
Maple Grove coming off a pretty good string of wins. They beat Armstrong by 2 in about a week ago, and then an 8-goal win over Minnetonka, which is definitely an impressive one, and then beating Elk River here earlier this week on Monday evening. And for Osseo-Park Center, a 1-goal victory over Coon Rapids on Monday night, and that's been a program that's generally been pretty strong. And they're they had the stumbled start the year against Anoka, and then played a pretty good one against Champlain Park. They ended up losing 11-8, but they actually were much closer to the Rebels than what Maple Grove ended up when they played them. So I think both teams come into tonight thinking that this is a winnable one for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the strength of this would be the last, really, if you want to look at strength of conference schedule, this would be the kind of last one for them. So if they maintain, the winner here is going to get a bit of an advantage, at least a tie in the situation if OPC wins, but going to give them an up in the section here if OPC wins. So see what happens.
Margot Coombs and Paige Casibo getting set here for this one tonight, and you can see by the smiles on their faces that this is a rivalry, yes, but a lot of friendships between a lot of the players too. And we get underway here. Of course, OPC and the combined Osseo-Park Center colors of orange and green, and Maple Grove in the whites.
Yeah, funny thing is that we're looking over the stat sheet here too, Jay. I mean, in all the stats, the ground balls, the draws won, and all this. I mean, it's amazing how close both these teams are. They're almost identical. It's just the team that plays up to their game.
Lauren Kaufman putting it out front and tucked away for an early goal here for the Crimson as they jump out on top. Lily Herdeen netting it here for Maple Grove.
Boy, there's a good start. Good ball when we talked about, Maple Grove, that balanced scoring. And, this front line here and the middies work very well together, just like they did in a hockey rink. And, boy, they get into it real quick here. Just, 26 seconds into the game.
You did the math about as quickly as I did, Dan, as you looked over there. I was just writing it down as you said it. So a nice start, obviously, for Maple Grove. And they kind of made it look easy, real calm with the attack there, too.
Yeah. Well, at this point of the season, I mean, they've all had plenty of games. There's no rust here. I mean, if you're not coming up playing your game, there's no good reason why. I mean, you should have her down right now.
Looking goal there at Coco Francis, goalie for Maple Grove, as Osseo-Park Center on the attack, going to the net and putting it away for OPC is Kiara Russell. Now we see a lot of hockey players on Maple Grove. Osseo, a couple of their best basketball players are out here, and Kiara Russell being one of them, and she shows her great speed and gets to the net right there to score it.
And what was really nice, too, is that burst of speed. But, boy, she really hit the corner of that net nice on a high-low shot. And all of a sudden, bam, right back in place. I mean, if this keeps up, we're going to have a lot of scoring tonight. My gosh.
There's a look at Allison Christensen. Come on strong this year. Yeah. And, that position's really become a strength for them as she's got a 5-2 record this season. Coco Francis, of course, also helping backstop the Crimson to the runner-up finish in hockey, splitting duties with really two great goalies in their program, Brianna Blessy and also Francis.
it's kind of unusual. You usually see the hockey goalies not want to play goalie in lacrosse. They want to play something else, but, more power to them.
Scooped up and pulled away there by Claire McLean for Maple Grove as they get back on the attack. OPC, though, looking to counter after picking up that ground ball, and up the left side they'll come with Gabby Holton. Pass a little too far. Francis out to scoop it up. Pressured by Erica Edstrom here, but Francis, no panic there, just gets the pass calmly away.
Nice play there. There's just a little shake and bake, and that's when they kind of get in trouble. You're a goalie. There's a reason you're a goalie. Get rid of the ball. So far, though, both teams kind of a little bit edgy with some overthrown passes, some drop balls here, which is not usual for either one of these teams. So maybe there is a little bit of, nervousness going on here.
Herdeen backs it out, and we'll drop it down low here as they'll look to swing it around to the near side here. Back out to McLean. Campa, nice little move in traffic. She's not very big, but very talented in this sport and in hockey. And
she got hit by a hip here, and there's no physical contact in this game, and so they called it right away, and she's going to get a free position here in the 8-meter mark and get a free opportunity here and see if she can cash in after that, after getting knocked over a little bit.
So here's Campa with an opportunity for the Crimson as they get OPC all lined up. 20th goal of the year, by the way, for Herdeen. 13th for Russell. Campa passing it over, and now Herdeen gains control. Looking to go right back into the middle. And scooped up there by Casibo.
Overall, OPC's probably played a little bit better defense overall throughout the course of the season. As Maple Grove, that'd be their one advantage, but Maple Grove is an offensive powerhouse here. They score more goals than OPC does overall, so it'd be an interesting contrast here.
Russell picks it up and scooting up that left side. Defense gets over to cut her off, but then a nice little move and drops it into the middle. Here's the pass, shot, and a goal. And OPC now takes the lead for the first time as it's put away there by Holton.
With a nice pass from Margot Coombs. She stayed up top. Coombs stayed up top, kind of drawing some detour, and they were kind of waiting for her to make a move toward the net and drew that defense off Gabrielle Holton, and they got a pass to her, and she buried it and made it count here. Again, a nice high-low shot in the lower corner, beating Coco Francis.
So Holton, that's her 8th of the year, comes 344 in, 2-1 now for OPC.
Now, this has been good for OPC. We're seeing somebody besides Combs score. They really needed this. That's important for them, especially they're going to make a run. And I was talking to Maple Grove coach. She, with the way this team is together and the way she really praises how they work together. They think they might have a run here in Lacrosse at state. So, and with both teams here in the section, that could be an interesting, maybe a section final.
Russell comes down with it here for Osseo-Park Center. Pass there picked off nicely by Emily Herdeen, or she was known as Little Herdeen when I was talking to Coach Karate. I'm sure she has heard, and we'll hear some more of that. But little brothers and little sisters always have to go through that a little bit when they get into high school. Kaufman carrying it up the right side out front for McLean. A nice catch of that one. Kaufman waiting to get it set up here.
I think she was in the zone too long. Inside the you can see the red lines there. There's kind of a pie-shaped deal. You can only be in there, for 3 to 4 seconds. And if you're in there longer, I think that's what the call was. Lane violation or whatever.
Kaufman trying to sneak close to the net, but well defended. A little cat and mouse there with Hallen. Puts it out front. Coombs, though, jumping in to pick that one off. Not just an offensive talent. Nice job on that ground ball, scooped up there by Stephanie Zakowski for Maple Grove.
Illegal stick check across the front. Kind of went toward the body rather than away from the body, and they call that, so they get a free ball here.
McLean pushing it up that right side. Here is Campa.
Oh, she's moving good. I think that little pointer she got, she's over that. That's good.
Trying to spin her way to the front and get a push call. Going to go against Coombs, it looks like.
Yep.
Campa will wing it at the net, and she scores. 2-2 as Maple Grove battles back to tie it up, and Campa gets the goal. Be her 23rd of the year.
That time, after she passed the first time, she got that opportunity. This time, she just steps up and just lets it go and finds the lower part of the net and ties the game up here. And it was interesting to play how she got that free shot there. I love that. It looked like Coombs is trying to draw a charge. You know, in a way, too, we've watched girls lacrosse here for a number of years, and I'm just amazed at how much it's improved. And it's really a good game to watch now. The girls are smart. They know what they're doing. There's good flow to it. They've learned how to catch a ball and move a ball, and now the coaches are able to put some, good strategy in place, and they're really playing the game well.
And that was kind of the natural progression. You work on the individual skills to get started, and then as you grow together as a group, you can do more and more varied things. Russell found a lot of traffic, so she goes back out to Coombs. Coombs makes a move going to the middle, and her shot goes wide. It will be OPC ball as Jones was back there. Ari Jones, the Athena Award winner for Osseo High School. We had a chance to talk with her at the Athena Award, so congratulations to her. Call will go against Maple Grove.
Stick in the halo zone, that kind of halo around the head, that 9-inch halo, got in there and called that.
Hannah Foote shooting and goes wide of the mark. OPC gets it right back, though. Coombs giving it to Jones. Jones getting to the front and knocked away, but not legally.
Interesting. That looked like a pretty good check to me. If it's going away from the body, it's okay. It's when the stick that's making a check goes toward the body that they'll call an illegal check.
Jones from the free position here for OPC. And Francis able to make the stop. It trickled through her a little bit, but got most of it, and it stays out of the net. So Coco Francis, you can kind of write that one down as one that maybe a save beyond the routine right there. Gonna come along with it, and here's Camp out ahead of everyone. Flips it down low and buried by Herdeen. Nice setup there, and Maple Grove back in front.
Well, there you got the version of the Celtic fast break here. Oh my gosh! Once it left Coco Francis' stick on the Campies, they moved it down really fast, and Herdeen was all alone on the OPC goal. He didn't even have a chance. That's really unfair. That ought to be a law. Wow. Nice play by Maple Grove. And Jay, that shows, if you've got a team that plays together well, moves the ball together, I mean, that's what can be accomplished here. I mean, that was just like lightning fast. There's nothing OPC could do about that once that first pass from Francis to Campy got brought out there.
So Crimson back in front now at 3-2. They've scored 2 in a row after OPC had gotten the previous 2.
Oh, nice snag.
Right back to the attack goes Maple Grove here. Now McLean. Looking for a cutter. Campa will swing it around to Kaufman. Kaufman now looking to attack as they spread the field out a little bit. Dropping it over. Campa had it knocked away, but not cleanly, it looks like.
Good play, though. I mean, that was a good check, as Campa was going to be right in on the goalie if you didn't stop her there. She may be small, but boy, I tell you what, she's quick. Really quick.
Campa not looking to attack immediately there from the bad angle. Kaufman, a nice job to control that pass.
It's interesting, the setup. They look for the dodge first and then try to set up some cutters, but OPC is doing a good job of just handling that.
Casebo giving it over to McLean. Looks to turn the corner there, but pretty well defended.
Be a halo check.
And looks like actually a contact to the head, so
a yellow card.
Yellow card issued there to Osseo-Park Center. And so Hallen sent off.
Now, this is the only instance that we have a penalty where a player comes off the field.
McLean from the free position here for Maple Grove, trying to increase their lead that stands at 3-2. And she'll do it as she's able to get it by Christensen. And Maple Grove now up 4-2.
All right, you can see her a penalty of that type really hurts too, because the OPC players had no real chance to get to her before she got that shot off. She could wind up and really pick her spot and let her rip. High-low shot there and giving them a 2-goal lead here now.
And a timeout taken here. They get together to discuss it. Have we seen a lot of what we thought we'd see so far, or what you thought you'd see, Dan?
Absolutely. I mean, they're scoring, both teams, pretty much at will, working their offense. The one thing I love to see is the fact that OPC that scoring is getting spread out. I expected that from the Crimson. The Crimson are playing their game, but OPC, a couple kids have stepped it up and are getting in play here now. Right now, Jay, I think it's just going to be a question of which team settles on and really holds on to the ball and which one can toughen up their defense here, because it's just been an offensive explosion. I like the way Coco Francis stepped up and made a couple saves there. That's been good to see. And I think you can see, too, in lacrosse, boy, I'll tell you, playing goalie is no fun. It's really a hard position to play. I mean, if you have a 60% save percentage, that's really good. So...
now that's an umbrella. You cover up half the row with that one, and everybody seemed to be pretty well prepared for it after we had rain for a good chunk of the afternoon here. So
that's turned out to be a pleasant night. He obviously answered yes when they said supersize me. My. Well, that's one thing I don't miss, though, standing down on those sidelines when you got a cold, rainy day in the spring. Man, oh, man.
Yeah, for the players who are running around, it's not quite as bad. But you're right, for the coaches and obviously spectators, television crew, having to be pretty much in one place and letting the rain hit you. I don't think the temperature is it's not tropical by any means, but I don't think the temperature is bad enough to be, maybe a couple weeks back there were a couple nights when it was maybe rainy and cold, and not too bad in that regard tonight. Although I may be changing my tune by the end of the game. OPC gets control here. It's been a little while since they've had much possession time, so they want to, kind of get their attack restarted, and they lose it here, though, and Andrea Kuhn's up with it for Maple Grove and over to Peyton Olson.
OPC's had a little trouble. They tend to rock into double and triple teams, and they got to get rid of the ball sooner. So people got to get open to pass to. That's what Maple Grove's really good at. They always find the open person there. They don't run into the double teams and the triple teams. Look at that.
Great pass from McLean, and Herdine buries it for her third. Kind of similar to the first goal, where they just, the cut was at the right time and everything clicked.
Yep. But you just can't give Haley Herdine that much room. I don't care what. She'll bury it every time on you. And just a great, again, ball movement. Good ball movement. Quite an athlete here. She's had quite a career here at Maple Grove High School.
Gets her third goal of the evening, and we're still, relatively early in the contest. 14:51 to go here in this first half, and Maple Grove up by a 5-2 count.
That's what I love about lacrosse. 3-goal lead means nothing. You win a couple draws, put a couple together here, and it's, you could be right back in this thing or even back in the lead. I've seen 7-goal leads dissolve so fast to make your head spin. There's one. A mouth guard got dropped on the field out of Combs' mouth. They had to stop play.
Russell up on the move up the left side. Russell right to the net, but couldn't hit the target. It will stay with OPC. It's one thing that you can't really teach or coach is just she's got great speed.
Oh, yeah. You see a goal net 6 feet wide, or per se 4 feet wide, and 6 feet wide. You think it's hard to miss it, and a lot of times it's just really hard to hit it.
Coombs giving Russell a pick there. Russell to the front, and nice stop by Francis.
Wow. Coco Francis showing the form she did in hockey. My gosh, she's turned back the last 4 shots, I think, Jay, that were on net, either in the shin pads or on her basket.
And you kind of saw in that one that, in this sport, you are not going to be able to just react quick enough to rely on athletic ability to make stops. It was more positioning and just being confident in where she was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Goaltending is all positioning.
Controlled by OPC there as a nice, strong move by Hannah Foote.
Got to get rid of the ball.
Cutting to the front is Megan Payne.
Maple Grove defense is really good. If you're holding on to the ball too long, they're going to get 3 or 4 people on you right away, and they'll take it away from you. They've done it quite consistently against OPC here.
Russell.
I didn't see the signal from behind here. It's going to be OPC ball. Yeah, here's a chance for Russell to make up for missing the net. Ooh, didn't even go for the shot. Interesting.
Gives it to Coombs. Couple of fakes. Coombs keeping it. They've done a pretty good job on her so far. They obviously are well aware of her when she's looking to attack. Coombs fakes the pass, and just as I say that, beats him with the low shot.
Yeah, she needed to get off the schneid here a little bit. She made some really nice moves. You can see her stick skills and her movement skills that are just really, really good. And she's been very generous to her teammates. But here, watch the move here. Stick up, stick down, brings it back and forth, takes it to the left, then brings it back right and cocks and shoots. Nice fake there. Nice cut with the stick, brings it back, and then lets it go and beats Francis. I love the way Francis came out on it. Did you see how she was just darn near on top of her? She was trying to get that basket in front of Coombs' basket and didn't quite get it there quick enough.
So a 5-3 score here as Coombs getting her first of the night, 30th of the season. Crimson able to come up with it here. Get a slash call look like there. Grace Ford will restart here for Maple Grove. Pass almost picked off, but then Kaufman gets to it, and Christensen coming up with probably her best save so far right there.
Boy, the ball got on her pretty quick, too, after that draw.
Foot coming up the right side here for Osseo-Park Center. Caught from behind by Casibo, though, and right back the other way we go. McLean.
I was going to say, when you're defending, you really can't do anything when you're behind a player with the ball. He has to be from the side or be in front. But a good comeback here. You know, if it's one flaw I'm seeing in OPC's game, Jay, that's it. They're just holding on to the ball too long. They're not getting the ball up to their teammates like Maple Grove does so exceptionally well.
To Kaufman. So Kaufman from the free position and opportunity here for Maple Grove. Defense gets back on her quick. Over to McLean. Herdeen walking it up, looking for a cutter. And then Herdeen gets it right back, and oh, it almost went in, but Christensen able to make the stop. She wasn't quite sure where it was when it dropped at her feet there, but it was not over the goal line. Oops. And we got a trip there. His foot is sent sprawling.
Both players. Good case of rug burn here. Ow, that had to hurt. Oh, my gosh.
Got all the black pebbles all over her shoulder. You see it, obviously unintentional, just trying to catch up to her running tippy hill there. They got their feet crossed. You see she's wearing a lot of that pebbles from that field turf.
Chewed up tires.
Foot on the move here for Osseo-Park Center, so it looks like she's okay. When you don't see it coming, it feels worse because you really just get sent sprawling there. Coombs faking the shot. And knocked away, but the call going against Maple Grove.
Well, you can just see the moves Combs has got. She just doesn't give up. I love the way she makes that fake shot and then just brings it back and forth. But, you know, Maple Grove, Jay, like I said, they've done a real good job on her tonight. They're really not letting her get too free here.
And Francis with the stop. Hemmed in traffic there was Andrea Coons. Officials, you know, kind of double checking to make sure they're on the same page here, it looks like.
I want to make sure it looks like a halo call within that halo situation. There were a lot of sticks up, and in fact, the ball carrier actually had the stick way up above her head. So there's a question of whether it was close to the head or was it really up after the stick. You know, we'll see who's going to end up with it here. Maple Grove looks like.
And still in discussion here.
Nope, OPC's going to have it. The referee explaining it to the Maple Grove coach here. I suppose she kind of wondering why it's ended up in an orange jersey.
So OPC back on the attack here. Flipped out front, but they just can't connect with Foot.
Good move utilizing Foot's height, too, trying to get it up there, getting up above everybody. So she comes in, and she's gotten one already. Give her an opportunity to get a second one.
Maple Grove in transition here. Tippy Hill finds Campa. Campa, a little flip out front and just couldn't connect with Herdine. Casebo getting there for the Crimson.
Christensen with an errant pass here, and then back comes Campa and the Maple Grove Crimson. You know, Maple Grove's offense is good. They keep moving, they keep spread out, and then they're always driving somebody toward the net, and wow.
Oh,
what a nice play.
with a great goal there and
Oof.
another good feed as Campa finds her in front. Herdine then just turned and made this one, just a quick little spin, not a big spin, but just enough to keep the defender guessing.
Hanging across a backdoor situation, Campa having her head up on a swivel, and Herdine just sneaking in behind the OPC defense, who really wasn't aware. Well, the one gal was aware that she was there, but boy, Haley Herdine's a handful to take care of there, and just a beautiful spin move and puts the ball in the net.
And not a lot of wasted movement on that spin either. I mean, she just basically turned in place to get her stick free and keep the goalie guessing.
You know, it's kind of funny here, Jay. We've watched this, both offenses working, but right now, looking at the score, the difference in the game, right now, is Coco Francis. I think she made those 3 big saves with OPC right in front.
Russell going to the net, and Russell will bury it. It was going to be a call against Maple Grove, but Russell just fought through it and scored her second of the night. And kind of a much-needed goal there, I think, for OPC. They'd fallen behind by 3 and now cut it back to 2.
I think that might be a play. Let's get it to Russell on the right side and let her run. She certainly knows what to do with the ball. She went and ran, buried it. That's the second one we've seen like that from her.
Yeah, you gotta like that. There's some signage out.
Fans coming out to watch the game tonight. Not a bad crowd considering the weather, Jay. And this is interesting too. These draws, if you notice, everything's going back toward the Maple Grove goal, and they let the two forwards from each team battle for it, or the 2 defense from each team battle for it. They went the other way this time.
OPC possession here. Combs will drop it back. Yeah, they have found they're going tougher in terms of moving the ball up the field. Maple Grove more aggressive defensively in the middle of the field here, I think.
Well, the OPC players are not moving to get open. I mean, they're letting their ball carriers try and carry it through. Maple Grove, they're just stepping up. There's 2 people on you, and then there's 3 people on you. Well, pretty soon you're going to lose the ball. You know, they need to move it up like Maple Grove does, get people in position to be open.
As Casebo went to the net, we get a call here going against Osseo-Park Center.
Boy, I'll tell you what, though, there's been a lot of whistles. It's really disrupting the flow of the game here. You got two teams here that can play pretty good, and we had some flow right in the beginning, and it was really working well. Oh, good defensive play.
Casebo will flip it over to Kaufman. Kaufman gets a step and fires. Christensen, a nice save. And then an infraction on Maple Grove after OPC had scooped that ground ball.
Yeah, OPC was going down for the ball, and Haley Herdeen came up and slammed her stick down on top of it. You can't do that until they have control of the ball.
Russell flipping the pass right side here to Payne.
Good play to get her body in the way to take repossession of the ball after she lost it.
And go back up top, though. Foot able to get to it. Leaving it for Coombs. Russell not quite able to handle that pass, but gets back to it. Russell to the front. Elected not to shoot that one. To Edstrom now. And Foot. Foot getting to the front, and there's Francis with the stop.
Boy, some big saves there as OPC's getting in on top of her. She ain't moving an inch, boy. She's standing there real solid. Good basket snag there by Coco Francis. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Boy, they just do that beautifully.
Here's Claire McLean out front. Campa then across to Herdeen, and she hits the goalpost.
Oh, my gosh.
You got wanted the perfect setup there, and it just glanced off the edge of the frame of the net.
And a beautiful tic-tac-toe play.
Nice steal here out front by Russell. Slash call there, going against Maple Grove. Pass doesn't connect, and nice job by Campa to get there.
No, Russell shouldn't have been passing that. She just should have run.
Campa's pass does not connect for McLean, so one of the few real unforced turnovers there by Maple Grove.
Yeah. Kind of surprised McLean for some reason. I think he's just like, whoa, here it comes.
Sam Brecht with it for OPC.
Nice. Oh, nice snag.
Nice catch on
wow.
that one. Combs stops and drops to Foot. Foot getting it right back after briefly losing it.
Now, Foot's got a nice slow move. She just isn't able to shake because they got four across the line, and they Maple Grove keeps their position in there. And you really got to bust them to try and get open.
Combs putting it out front, but knocked away and taken away. Nice job by Emily Herdeen there on the steal. And in turn knocked away and taken back. OPC back to the attack. Good effort there by Hallen.
It'll be interesting to see her. Combs got that ball real good with not many defenders back. I'm wondering why she just didn't take off and make a move here. Now that they've allowed Maple Grove to set up their defense here, I guess they're playing for the last shot.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like here now as we get on about a half minute. They would, a perfect ending for them would be to score, to pull within one right at the half end. Instead, they almost turn it over, but a good job to get it back. And so,
oh my. Golden opportunity here.
Holton will go from the free position for Osseo-Park Center. Too much traffic to get to the net immediately. Flips it out front, and Crimson able to break that up. And then Casebo was tripped up a little bit as she tried to get to that ball. And they're just going to try to run the half out here. Certainly too far to get down and attempt anything on the OPC net. So we have reached halftime here of this one, and good one as we expected. Osseo-Park Center and Maple Grove doing battle here, and it's the Crimson leading it by a score of 6-4 at halftime. Well, first half highlights, and then our second half of lacrosse here on 12 Sports.
Home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Rainy night here at Maple Grove, but a very good first half. Maple Grove leading Osseo-Park Center 6-4 as we check out some of our first half highlights. Maple Grove getting started immediately. Kaufman to Haley Herdeen, who had a big first half for the Crimson. That was just 26 seconds in. Russell answers for OPC just 19 seconds after that one, and it was already 1-1 here in the first minute. Herdeen taking that pass and putting it away for the Crimson. And there's McLean. Almost got away from her a little bit. It slipped out, but it was still had enough on it to get it in. Here's Kaufman across to Herdeen again, scoring. Tampa dropping it off. There's Herdeen's fourth goal of the first half. Russell responding only 10 seconds after that one to get her second of the night, and that brings us to where we stand right now at 6-4. So we'll come back here. Still anybody's game. Second half action up next here. Girls Lacrosse on 12 Sports.
While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
We get set to begin half number 2 here from Maple Grove, along with Dan Fick, and I'm Jay Wilcox. Thanks for joining us for Northwest Suburban Girls Lacrosse here on 12 Sports, as Maple Grove holding a 2-goal lead over their rivals Osseo-Park Center, but still a lot of time to go here, and obviously a close game. A little, the way it started out, possibly a little bit surprising that we haven't had more goals. I mean, it's certainly been enough scoring at 10, but it looked like for a while we might see even a lot more than that.
Well, there was some in the first 5 minutes. There was some good flow, some good passing and moving the ball. And I don't know, maybe they just got nervous after that a little bit. They dropped some balls and didn't move as well. But overall, it's been a good game. I'm really the goaltending really is stood out in this game. You don't say that very often in lacrosse, but it really has, especially for Maple Grove's Coco Francis. Been a big difference with 4 big saves with OPC right on the top of her here in the first half.
Russell getting it ahead to Coombs as Osseo-Park Center gets first possession here in half 2. They've briefly held the lead at 2-1, but haven't led since. Foot lost it there while trying to make that pass. Now gets it to Coombs.
Well, you and I were talking here at halftime, Jim. Wait to see now if Combs really steps up and asserts herself here in the second half.
Faking there, turns and fires and scores as if on cue there. I think it might be a little bit of a talk that they had at halftime is, we appreciate that you want to be unselfish, but at times, maybe you need to be selfish and go attack a little bit too.
Oh, on cue, thank you very much, Margot. I appreciate it, but look at that, Jay. We talked about how she can shoot. That was a low-high shot that she took off an unbalanced foot and just ripped it into the net there. And she can do that from 15 to 20 feet out and get a good look at the net, and she can put it away. So thank you. We finally saw that. Way to go, Margot.
Comes 46 seconds into the second half, so a 6-5 lead now for Maple Grove as OPC has gotten 3 of the last 4 goals after it seemed like Maple Grove had kind of taken command a little bit. Here comes Foot up the left side. And we'll get a call here against the Crimson. They were trying to get, angle her off, but instead being called for a little bit of a hold there. So,
one defender was getting beat. The other one came and backed her up and just took Foot out of a good shot opportunity.
From the free position, Foot will backtrack here to Combs. Floating it over to Jones in front, and she scores, and we're tied up. OPC coming out strong to begin the second half. They waste no time getting this thing evened up.
Well, Combs there with 3 people on her. Someone's got to be open. And Jones comes through. Good catch there and brings it around, switches hands, and gets a shot off and scores. Good move there by Ariana Jones. I like that switch and hands thing. That's pretty cool. You don't see a lot of players able to do that in a tough, tight situation.
So OPC has come back strong here after Maple Grove had, as we said, kind of taken command at 4 goals in a row to go up 5-2, but OPC late first half, early second, doing a strong job now. Maple Grove looking to get momentum back their way as Kaufman goes to the attack here.
Well, the OPC won the first 2 draws there, and Maple Grove all of a sudden wins the draw, and bang, right back at it, Lauren Kaufman.
Kaufman sneaking that one by. It almost seemed like Christensen didn't see it as she reacted as it sailed over her shoulder there. And Maple Grove back in front.
Yeah, she was surprised by that. Kaufman was coming across. She wasn't expecting the shot to come through here. Yeah, she's looking like, what happened there?
So Kaufman, who is the top scorer for Maple Grove, getting her first of the night here, 29th of the season, and Maple Grove right back on top. And boy, if the beginning of this half is any indication, we might kind of go back and forth and be right down tight to the end here.
Well, both teams starting out this half moving the ball very well. It's coming down to who's controlling the draws because they're absolutely finishing the plays here. 3 face-offs, 3 goals.
And OPC winds up with it as Coombs comes and gives it over to Foot now. Nice takeaway and then foot. A little chop there on Casebo.
There might be a little frustration there, too, on foot's part.
Oops, and then she tried to pull it back there. Casebo changed her mind on the pass, and it ended up going right to Coombs.
Well, we talk about three things here in lacrosse. We talk about draws or face-offs. We talk about ground balls, and we talk about turnovers. And those three are probably the three key statistics in the game of lacrosse. Go ahead. If you win 2 out of 3 of those, you're probably going to win the game.
Edstrom trying to get it out front to Coombs there, just failed to connect. And we talked a few times about rainy night and then how the sun trying to peek out a little bit. Russell trying to get that ball back.
You're going to put a bump on her and obviously knock the ball out, but you can't have any physical contact in girls lacrosse.
Hill up the middle for Maple Grove. Flips the pass back, trying to get it to Herdeen. It gets away. Hill able to control it.
Well, they really haven't run too much out of the backside of the net here. It's mainly been up top or off to the side here. If they're off to the side, usually they're using a backdoor play, and Maple Grove has. So we'll see if we're going to start working a little bit more behind the net.
Kaufman circling back around. Chase to the back, doesn't force anything that's not there, and they'll just reset. McLean with it behind the net. I'm sure the players having to adjust their eyes a little bit. It's been so dreary the last couple of days, and now all of a sudden bright sunshine.
And it's at a bad angle, too, if you're on the left side of the field facing back right. It's going to be tough to see that ball, that sunlight in your eyes.
McLean flipping the pass. Herdeen, a nice catch, and then it's blocked. She gets it right back. And Christensen, a great save. Key stop right there. They had Herdeen set up in front. OPC looking to counter.
That's probably the best clear that OPC's had all night. See a good bounce, and it kind of goes off the knee of Christensen there, and then it bounces back to Herdeen, and boy, I tell you, Christensen just nets it out really nicely.
I think Herdeen was pretty surprised that neither of those shots went in.
Yeah.
Great opportunity, it seemed.
And
a shot and a goal, and we are even up as Holton buries it for Osseo-Park Center, getting her second of the night.
Good aggressive by Holton. I'm glad that she didn't pull it out and pass it. She had a good open lane there, and she got in there and got the shot off and put it away. Got a good look at it.
Tucking it past Francis right there to make it 7-7.
I think Francis did get a little piece of it with the side of her leg there.
You can see Osseo-Park Center didn't seem to get frustrated when they were being stopped a few times and had fallen behind. They've just battled back nicely here. They have 3 of the 4 goals here after halftime.
Well, if your goalie's making great play, or a goalie's making plays, the other team's making plays in front because they really make her play above her where she usually is. Did I say that right? I don't know.
I knew what you meant anyway.
Thank you.
Peyton Olson with it here for Maple Grove as they try and reestablish their offense. That pass somehow snuck through everyone. Here's Hill.
Boy, Tippy Hill's got some wheels, Jay. She's really moved the ball well. Oh.
Dropped the pass back for Herdeen, but just couldn't quite control it.
That's got to be close to being the first pass that Herdine's dropped all night. She's just been on everything thrown her way.
Christensen waiting for somebody to get open here. And good recovery on that near interception.
I think that was Holden. There we go.
OPC right back onto the attack, trying to take the lead back. Coombs faking the shot, fakes again. And play whistle down.
Yeah, I tell you what, when a player that caliber gets a ball and is rolling in front there, really just you should let him run right through it and make the play there.
Getting Maple Grove situated here as Coombs to the attack, bounces it wide.
I haven't seen that too much out of her throughout the season. She doesn't miss that net.
Coombs dodging, goes to the front and scores. And Osseo-Park Center back in front. That time, one of the few times that they tried to be aggressive defensively and send somebody right at her, and she made them pay.
Boy, right there, just kind of, okay, you want it, oops, don't see it, and got a free ride right in front. Nobody slid over from Maple Grove's defense either to put a second stop to her. She should never be able to get away that clean without having somebody step in the way. But overall, though, they've been pretty good shutting her down. It's just now she's really starting to assert herself, and now you're seeing those skills that have made her one of the top Division I projects in the state of Minnesota.
Well, her eyes had to light up there because you're right. Most of the first half, she really was seeing multiple defenders whenever she was in a position to make something happen. But that time, able to beat one and then get to the front. Casebo turned back here. Now McLean.
That's another thing, too. That's a pretty good testament to defense both these teams play, too. You hold on the ball too long, they're going to get after you, and you're going to lose it.
Campa behind the net here for Maple Grove. Trying to squeeze through a couple of defenders, but Osseo-Park Center's done a much better job as the game has worn on and not allowing free cutters to get through.
Yeah.
Kaufman drops it back, and a whistle right before McLean could take that shot.
Free ball at the 8-meter mark.
Crimson trying to tie it back up here, and they do.
Ooh.
Bounced home on the hard shot there as Claire McLean puts it away for the Crimson.
Boy, nice play here. Watch this shot. Bounces it high. That's a tough play for a goalie to make, reading that thing, too. And it comes up and hits the upper front of that net as it comes through. And nice play.
McLean getting her second goal of the evening and 15th of the year.
Well, we've kind of thought we'd have a pretty good game tonight. We certainly have here now with 16-10 left. It's been close all the way through. I don't really see either team breaking away, Jay. It's going to be who gets the last possession maybe here in the game. One of the things I'm going to be curious about here, too, is that we talked about it last night where Wayzata was playing Breck and talking about the Lake Conference, which is a really good conference. Oh, here comes Russell.
Russell on the move, but missed the net.
But, the Lake Conference is considered the best lacrosse conference right now in the state, and there'll be a Lake Conference team in this section against the Northwest Suburbans. Northwest Suburban has an opportunity to really promote their conference here, against one of the best here, and if one of these teams can break through to state in that section, that'll say a lot for the competition in this conference.
Drop back to Jones. Edstrom looking to the front here. Finds Coombs for OPC. Foot spinning. Got a little bunched up, but she still got it to Coombs. And Francis with a big save right there. Coombs putting that shot about shoulder high, though, and Francis able to get the basket out and stop it.
Oh, look at this. Look at this parade in front. I'm telling you what, jeepers, they got everybody up front now.
Campa scooping up the ground ball here for Maple Grove. Able to find Hill.
Well, now we'll see if Christensen can step up to the plate. Now, she made a couple good saves in the first half. Be good to see. If she could get some stops here, maybe they can get some momentum, at least get a lead and put some pressure on Maple Grove to come back here. OPC will show that they can come back.
Here's Kaufman, and she scores. Just such a nice change of pace there. It looked like she was going to stop and all of a sudden turn the speed back on. And so Lauren Kaufman gives Maple Grove the lead back.
Oh, yeah, nice little spurt there, Jay. Really nice little spurt on her part. Yeah, it's kind of funny. We've been watching this, too, and we've watched these kids from both teams. They're not just, good lacrosse players. They're good athletes. They can play a number of sports and play them well. They understand the game and know what to do in certain situations here. And it's fun to watch these girls, as they blossom in a variety of different sports.
Well, and it's kind of an interesting point, too, that, obviously you're hearing more and more about specialization. And this Maple Grove team, showing that they're not going to be able to concentrate on lacrosse that much over the winter when they're playing hockey.
Yep.
But it's still valuable, athletic experience. And I like to see when you can see people enjoying more than one sport and still playing it at a real high level.
Yeah, yeah. And the opportunity is given, too. I remember when my son was playing, when he played hockey at Osseo, when the season was over, and it's usually a disappointing loss in the sections, whatever, but that night he'd get his lacrosse stick out, he'd be ready to go, and the next day he'd forgotten about the hockey, and he's already moved on to lacrosse. Yeah, I think it's the same for all these athletes here, too. Oh, we've seen a couple of good individual performances here by Maple Grove the last few times down Lauren Kaufman here. But you're right, Jay. You've picked out. They've really OPC shut down the cutters here. It's going to take some dodging and individuals now for them to get through.
Looking to kind of control things here and take some opportunity. Oh, a nice block on that pass as Campa tried to sneak it through, and Allen got a piece of it, and Christensen there to scoop it up. Russell on the move here.
Yeah, you're one man clear here. Just give it to Russell, and she'll get her down the field for you.
Casebo jumping in to try and take it, and a big collision there. And here's Coombs up with it out of the pack. Flips it down low. Edstrom turns, but Francis denies her.
Boy, great positioning by Coco Francis. Man, she was right there. Got her basket in the right spot. Boy, way to go. That's fun to watch.
Nice pass there, connecting as Grace Ford now to Kaufman. Kaufman going to the front, lost it. Got it right back, though. Kaufman a dodge, she fires, and there's Christensen with a save. Actually caught it between her knees there. And she has definitely made some big stops in this half, too. Remember that time earlier, the two in a row on Herdine and close, and that was a very big save right there. And they kind of get magnified a little bit, as you go deeper into the game, too.
Oh, absolutely. Again, it's not necessarily how many, it's when. Boy, I tell you, in lacrosse and hockey, that's a key statement.
Christensen continuing to hold here. Pressured. And there's an open net to shoot at here and bounced home by Campa. Well, they made OPC pay there for not getting the ball out.
Just pesky. Campa just deciding, you know what, we're going to go after the goalie, and look at that. Causes a turnover there and then battles her down real tight, picks it up fast, takes a good look and throws it in there.
She realized, you probably could have taken a few more steps, but then you run the risk of a defender getting to you. She said, you know what, from there I can put that ball in, and she did.
I kind of find it fun, too, where, generally most lacrosse players play a different position than they do in a hockey team if they're a hockey player. Well, Tina Campa is probably one of the better defense in the state in hockey. Here you see her playing forward, and it kind of scares me to think if they ever put her at forward here for the Maple Grove hockey team, what a pesky, situation she'd create.
So Maple Grove back to a 2-goal lead now as they have scored the last 3 goals. It really has been a game of ebbs and flows here.
A lot of it's wrapping around the goaltending saves, too. OPC's had 2 great opportunities in the Maple Grove zone. And again, Coco Francis stepping up and making the save.
Campa surveying the scene here now, brings it back up top. Cut off as she tried to go to the front. Kaufman trying to get that ball back, and the call goes against OPC. Kaufman working from behind the goal here. Casibo. Back across and buried out front.
Wow, nice
Emily
play.
Herdeen receiving that pass as Casibo did a great job, and then it's Emily Herdeen stepping in to take the pass and bury it.
And all of a sudden, Emily Herdeen and Casibo both stepping up and getting down deep in the OPZ zone and asserting themselves nicely. Well played. I love the way Emily Herdeen kind of made sure she had that ball in her basket and then took aim and put in the net high-low. Good job.
And a timeout will be taken here, so Maple Grove back to a 3-goal lead now as they have netted the last 4 and leading it 11-8 in Osseo-Park Center. Obviously, like Dan said, goals can come rapid fire in this sport. It's not time to panic yet, but we are under 10 minutes now, and they need to kind of get things turned back in their direction sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's a good timeout call. You need to get everybody settled down and just kind of reiterate what your game plan is, what you're doing, what's helped you get to where you are. And right now they might be staggering a little bit. Maple Grove with 3 quick, nice goals. And they need to just reassert themselves and pull together as a team here. So, good timeout.
Maple Grove, after this one, has a week until their next game as they'll be hosting Totino Grace right here at Crimson Stadium. And then for Osseo-Park Center, they again have 2 next week with Irondale and Spring Lake Park. Both of those will be at Osseo. So the teams have kind of hit the heaviest portion of their schedule, as you said, earlier in the conference schedule. So not to say that you can glide through the rest of these by any means, but playing majority of the teams left on the schedule are ones that both of them could and probably should beat.
Yeah, if you look at the records and how they play, they probably should win. Now, obviously, there can be a hiccup here if you're not paying attention. But if you go by statistics, that probably isn't going to happen. I like the way both coaches on these teams. I was impressed with both of them as we talked to them. They were kind of cool and, kind of relaxed, laid back. And I like that in a coach. High-strung coaches, the teams tend to play according to that. And they really know their kids well. And it's fun to watch them as they adjust here, too. So it's been a good game for both coaches, I think, here.
And as we said, depending on how seeding shake out, this may not be the last meeting between these two this season, too.
Absolutely.
See there in the white headband, Allie Nelson, who was a star athlete at Maple Grove High School and now coaching at Osseo-Park Center. And obviously there are tons of examples of that, with the 3 high schools in the district where somebody went to one and coaches at the other or used to coach at one and coaches at the other. And it's always kind of interesting when you get that matchup. And, obviously it's a special one for pretty much all the players involved, but, coaches too. When it's that situation, especially when you're coaching against the team the school you played for.
Boy, we've seen so many situations like that. And Bill Rooney comes to mind. Cooper Armstrong. Well, right now, OPC, they could use a little possession here. They don't. They got to win some draws. They got to win some turnover and ground ball battles here. They can't let Maple Grove have the ball that much here in the last 9 minutes.
And a good start in that regard as they come up with it. Coombs up the right side here and looking to get things set up. And decides to try and take that sneaky shot, but this time not there. She's so good at with the shot fake too. That something that not a ton of players really use.
Oh, wait a minute, Maple Grove is really. Oh my, that is an interesting call. Wow.
McLean coming back to meet it here for Maple Grove. Playing a little keep away as they move it upfield here. Casebo. That's where Maple Grove, realizing you have the lead. You don't necessarily just sit on the lead, but you make plays that are going to, establish yourself up the field and take some time also.
I think one of the things, though, and I think you were starting to talk about it too, I think the one thing Maple Grove does better than OPC, no question, is just move that ball up the field. They know how to get open. Generally, a person with nobody or one person around him gets it, and then they know how to move it. OPC's had trouble moving the ball up the field.
Yeah, they've relied a little bit more on, just one person to make a run up the field than Maple Grove has. Sometimes maybe not by design, though. That's the thing. You're seeing the defense, be a factor in that, too. Campa interchanges with McLean here. Now Kaufman. Thought she saw an opening to go right to the goal there, but will back off as OPC recovered. Kaufman to the front and is able to bounce it through. Christensen, I think, got a piece of that one. It wasn't a super hard shot, but I think Christensen was, hoping that she'd stop that one. But Kaufman, I tell you, if you can get that shot.
Look at that move right there. That was the one right there where she shifted very quickly, got that stick clear, and got inside. Wow.
Crucial goal right there. It was, we're getting late enough in the game that from 3 to 4 goals feels pretty big. And Maple Grove, not only did they get the goal, but they were able to use some time, set things up, get OPC back on their heels again.
And Lauren really has this knack, as we were talking pregame too, about in the big game, she really shows up. We saw it all the way through hockey. We're seeing it here right now too, and she's just a player.
Call going against Russell there, it looks like.
And she just out-muscled on that draw. I don't know that.
A little sense of urgency on the OPC defense now as they're chasing, and Kuhn's pass is deflected.
Good play, but now you got to do the pickup. And that's Maple Grove's done that really well too. They've really won most of the ground ball wars here today.
Kuhn's gets it back after Jones got a piece of it. Chloe Corbin leaving it now to Emily Herdeen. Kaufman. So see if Kaufman will go right to the net here or look to, gonna drop the pass off, and Kampa flicking it home in one quick motion. And that one might have come close to sealing it here, perhaps for the Crimson.
Now, a lot of good things got to happen for OPC now. They got to win some draws here and win some of the ground ball battles here. And boy, Maple Grove just really started firing the ball, at the OPC net.
So a 13-8 lead now for Maple Grove. They have scored 6 consecutive goals after Osseo-Park Center had briefly taken the lead. And we talked about at the time how it really had the feel of one that was just going to go, stay within a goal or two all night long. And Maple Grove, to their credit, though, has been able to pull away.
They really have. And they're getting inside with the ball on the OPC goalie, and she's been kind of helpless. I mean, Christensen's all of a sudden surprised by, whoa, there they are all of a sudden. And it's creating some issues, and they've scored on it and taken advantage of it. And here again, another ground ball war, won by Maple Grove. Oh, there we go. Well, spoke too soon.
Coombs able to come up with this one for Osseo-Park Center. Their margin for error getting smaller now, though, as the time ticks down. Although obviously still not an insurmountable lead here. A little over 5 minutes. Out front it comes. Here's a chance. Francis says no way. Able to make the stop there in close.
You really got to get in clean and really get off a hard shot on Coco Francis. She's just on that ball. She focuses so well, on the object of her identity, which is that ball. She's had a tremendous game tonight. She's been a real big reason why the Crimson are winning as much as they are right now.
Up the right side they come. Finding some room to work with. Emily Herdeen puts it out front. Ooh, and just dropped. Kaufman trying to get that ball back and does so. To the front. Turnaround try there denied by Christensen. And they try to get it to Russell. Cannot come up with it. A call, though, going against Maple Grove, so OPC will get the ball back. And Russell turning on the Jets. And there's Francis with the stop and almost a little bow there after she made that save. She's very good, too, at coming out to meet the shooter.
It took the words right out of my mouth. She's aggressive and goes after it. And by this time, I think she's got a pretty good idea where Russell's going to go with the ball. That's about the 5th time Russell's been down on her.
Here is Kampa scooping it up. Kampa drops the pass off. Kaufman was looking for the next play and lost it, but then gets it right back. Kaufman to the front. Great save, Christensen. And it will be OPC possession here. So Christensen's made some saves, of her own too that have been big. But right now our team's still down by 5.
Oh, see, little mistakes like that. You can just see now the pressure's on OPC, and they're kind of cracking a little bit now, Jay.
And they'll stop
So
the
which
clock
way are you
here
gonna
as we'll
call
get
it? Yellow card? Oh my gosh.
So they'll send Coombs off here. Or Emily Herdeen leaving it for Campa.
Smart. At this point now, do exactly that. Run time off the clock. Now, as we get under 2 minutes here, every time there's a whistle, the clock will stop. It won't be running time here. And you want to possess this as much as you possibly can. OPC, they really got to get aggressive now and go after him. They can't let him stand back and just play keep away.
And mistake there for Maple Grove. Will be OPC ball. And looks like we have a yellow card to the Osseo bench. Osseo-Park Center, I should say, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a little bit upset
So
late here.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to hurt now. You're 5 goals down. You're down 2 people, and at least for the next minute, you're going to be down. So, yeah, the other thing too is in the second half, Osseo-Park Center started missing some nets. They were in and tight, and it wasn't Francis. It was just they were missing some nets, and maybe that was Francis's influence. But I think that made a key difference here in the second half of the second half.
Emily Herdeen.
Okay, now that was a stoppage play because 4 players for OPC have got to be behind on the top side of the 40-yard line there, and they got confused because they have 2 people missing here. So this really puts them at a disadvantage.
Crimson playing catch here to run some clock here with this 5-goal advantage. Maple Grove led by 2 at halftime. Osseo-Park Center came out very strong to begin the second half. Scored 4 of the first 5 goals, but it's been all Maple Grove since.
Well, just good, clean play by the Maple Grove Crimson as far as their clears and everything. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, I mean, we knew they could score, but Coco Francis really made a very big difference in this game for the Maple Grove Crimson. If she continues to goaltend like that throughout the rest of the season, they may have a shot at making a good run here, Jay, I think.
Coombs back into play, but it's going to be too late for OPC as we're down under a half minute to go. Get a push called there against Osseo-Park Center.
A good victory here by the Crimson. When the pressure was on, they really stepped up to the plate here. Did a nice job.
Pass goes astray. They get it right back, and one more goal late there as Kaufman able to tuck it home right at the buzzer, or right before. Believe this will count. No, it looks like maybe they did wave that off. They got to zeros first. So anyway, the nice victory here for Maple Grove as they really come on strong late there to win it by a final of 13-8. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast here from Crimson Stadium. It's Maple Grove downing Osseo-Park Center 13-8. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Maple Grove.